welcome to Tae Kwon Do training. I'll be instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. On today's show, I'd like to do is real basic exercises. Every couple of months, maybe every 4 or 5 months, I'd like to just go right back to the basics. And what I want to do is give you the basic, say a basic kick, and throw a combination, a real basic combination with it. And what I want to do today is, especially people who are just starting out, or older people, or people who aren't sure with their balance, I'm going to use the chair, and we can hold on to the chair. You can hold on to a wall, you can hold on to a partner, anything that's sturdy, and keep your balance, okay? So I'm going to use the chair, and the thing is, when we use the chair, okay, when we use a chair, especially a chair like this, you got to make sure that you're not leaning on it so it falls over. You don't want to hurt yourself. So you're really not putting all kinds of weight on it. You're just using it kind of lightly, very lightly, just to keep your balance. It also helps you keep kind of straightened up. You know, you're not going to bend to either side. And on all your exercises, you can use a chair or you can use something that will help you get ready for your balance and then you won't have to use anything. Okay, so say we're going to just start off with something very basic. What we'll do is we'll get into a fighting stance, all right? And from this fighting stance, we're just going to do a stretch. Now you're going to hold on to this chair, all right? Stretch. Look at it. See? And I'm only going to do one side so I don't have to keep turning the chair on each side. But then, if you want to do the other side, you just turn around. We'll just do the right today, all right? Just stretch. See how easy that is? Now, if you're just starting off, or even children starting off, they go like this and then they fall over, all right? Until they get used to their balance. Look at this, nice easy stretch. I'm not going to even go too high. Stretch. This is how you warm up. Same thing, you're going to hold the chair, side stretch. Now notice I'm not bending over, way over. A lot of times I see people throw a kick and they try to throw as high as they can, and they're way down here. Boy, that throws your body off. You want to be able to try to throw any kind of kick you can. If it's midsection, it's midsection. If it's high section, you want to be as straight as you can. There'll be a little tilt on your body, but not way, way over. All right, so, and what happens is if you don't have that type of body stretch and you want to get a high kick, that's what you're going to have to do, but I'd say stay with the midsection kick. So a midsection kick and staying straight instead of a high section kick, okay? So you can hold on to this, just side stretch. Now, when I do this side stretch, and again, this is as basic, a lot of you who've been watching my show going, wow, he's done this many a time. Of course. It's exactly like being at a school. You're going to do this stuff over and over and over, and that's why a lot of people drop out. The repetition's way too much for them. But the only way you can become good at anything, any sport, anything you do, repetition, all right? And you have to have the basics, the fine basics, all right? You don't want to get sloppy and get into a bad habit, because that bad habit might follow you through your whole life in Tae Kwon Do. So you want to try to get the good habits, okay? So from here, and when I do this is for newer students, it's to get them ready for a side thrust. So we're going to hit with the knife edge. It's not flat. So I have them do this and just stretch. Nice and easy. Keep your hand up. Look at it. I'm holding onto the chair. I'm actually not holding. I'm just leaning just a little. All right? You don't want to do that. That's why it scares me, especially if you have a kitchen chair or something, people falling over. Now you break your arm, breaks up. You're trying to get in shape, not hurt yourself. So just easy. Look at it. And kind of look over. Look over. Keep your hand up. Look over to the side. Okay? That's the side stretch. Okay? And you can do the back too. Just go to the back, hold to the back, and you'd kind of want to look right over your shoulder. Even if you had to use your peripheral vision to see the back, you look here and you can see back there. All right? Right like that. Okay? And I usually do 10. I do 10 of each exercise. No matter what the exercise is, I love just doing 10. Easy number to remember, good number of repetitions you're doing, and you're doing both sides, so you're going to stay even. All right? Unless you're injured, say unless you hurt your knee or hurt your ankle, and you're still working out, you still want to always do both sides. One side's going to be stronger than the other, but you want to do both sides all the time so that your muscles develop evenly on both sides of your body. And over the years, I found that, you say my right leg was stronger with a front round kick. But then I injured my right leg, and I still worked out. But I had to let it relax a little and not throw. All of a sudden, through maybe a week or a month of kicking with my left, now that become my stronger leg. So, you know, it's how you work out your muscles, all right? One's always going to be dominant, you know, unless you're ambidextrous and maybe not. But most people have a right or a left that they're really strong with and that they like. But keep practicing both so that they both are almost even. All right, let's go with the basic front snap kick. All right, again, I'm going to stay in this fighting stance. All right, again for the basic fighting stance, shoulder width apart, just like you're walking. All right, just like you're walking, there's your stance. All right, it could be a little wider than walking, but not much. This is say a forward stance. We practice a lot basic stuff doing a forward stance when we do pumse or forms or kata or whatever you call. But it's impractical to fight, and it's how rigid it is. Where a fighting stance, you know, you're always in this stance to walk, right? And you're floating like a butterfly and you're stinging like a bee walking down the hallway, all right? So, same thing when you're going to fight. You want to relax. Everything's relaxed. You know, when you walk, say you're walking down the hallway, watch my legs. You don't walk stiff-legged. You're relaxed because you walk all day. You're an expert of walking. All right? You're just walking. Same thing when you're going to fight. You stay in that relaxed stance. Relax, nice and balanced. All right, so you're here. Let's do the front snap kick. Chamber. All right? Chamber. And look at my foot as I getting ready to kick. I'm pointing it down. I'm not chambering and keeping it up this way for a front snap kick. All right? These little basic things that I'm telling you right now are very important for speed, power, accuracy. So when I do say them, try to remember them. And if you've watched my show over the years, and I started this show 30 years ago, I repeat the same things over and over, but you have to. And if you've been watching me, and some people have, some people watching me almost 30 years. They were 5 years old, now they're 35. It's pretty wild. They know that, wow, there he goes. Yep, maybe and then if I keep saying it, they'll say, well, maybe I haven't been doing this the way I should have. Because all these little basic techniques will help you with speed and balance and power. So you're holding on to your chair, your chamber, right? And you know, even little exercises like this. Look at, and if you want to do it in the mirror, I'm holding. 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's see if I got my balance. 1. There you go. 2. Just this exercise, chambering, practicing this. Then you can practice getting faster with it. That's a workout, all right? You're working out almost most of your body, all right? We're not doing hand technique right now, but you're working out, see, from your abdomen all the way down. All the muscles are getting a workout, all right? And you're tightening everything up. So as you're learning the martial arts, you're getting a great workout. So you did your chamber. See the chamber? As I lift, see how I'm parallel here with the floor. All right? I got a 90-degree angle going here. All right? You see, you're learning a little math today, too. So this is a 90-degree angle, and this is parallel to the floor. This one's parallel to me, this part down here of my foot, my leg. All right, so I'm holding on. I'm going to come up, all right? I'm going to come up, snap, and come back down. As I snap, if I didn't have my sneakers on, I'd curl my toes back. And you know, curling your toes back means if you did this to your toes, you bend them, and you left them there. And that's a good way to practice that also. You bend your toes. Now you force them to stay in that curled up position so that you'd kick with the ball of your foot underneath your toes. You don't want to do a front snap kick to someone's stomach or to a board or anywhere with your toes. It's almost impossible to build up your toes, all right, muscle-wise, to have the impact on anything without breaking. They're either going to bend this way, back that way, sideways, who knows. Them little things, just like your fingers, them digits, they'll go anywhere if they're not happy and they hit something solid. So you might get a good kickoff, but you might break your toes. There you go. You don't want to break anything. And believe me, I've said this before. All my toes have been broken many times because of just crazy stuff as you're fighting or as you're breaking boards, and you lose a little concentration, or you're just 1 inch off. So that's part of the game with Tae Kwon Do. If you get away Tae Kwon Do your whole life without breaking toes, man, you've done well. And when you break the toe, you tape it up. Then you're not going to put it in a cast unless you really broke your toe. And then you might, unless you fractured it bad. But normally I just tape it up, give it a couple of weeks, and then we're back on track. All right, so your hand's up this way. Keep this hand up here. This one's just touching. See, I'm just almost touching it with my fingers, all right, just for the balance. And I'm keeping it straight. All right, so you chamber, you kick, you come back. Chamber, you kick, you come back. Notice as I chamber, kick, I come back with the same chamber and come down. All right, you don't want to chamber and drop. All right, you don't want to go. So if you kick, your whole body flops. If you kick, now you're ready for your next kick. As I always say, be ready for your next kick all the time. No matter how many kicks you think you're going to do in your head, be ready for your next one. That way your body will be ready. You'll be standing up with good balance. All right, so this is pretty easy. Now, as I say, as you kick back down, then let go of the chair. It's like riding a bike. All right, you got the training wheels, get rid of the training wheels, and then you kick. How's that? Excuse me. Young children who have a hard time with balance, all right? And I wouldn't work out young children. When I say young, 5 and under, I wouldn't work them out too hard and push them because, you want their muscles to grow right and you don't want them to hurt themselves. When they get a little mature, they can start putting some time into some really nice classes. Older people, I mean, it depends on your body, how you're health-wise. But if you're a very old person and you want to try this and you're holding, you're just nice and easy. You go low section. You go up. You kick. And you get a workout, and you might learn a little martial arts. You might learn a little Tae Kwon Do. How's that? All right, now we're at this. All right, so my hand's up here. Let's get a little advanced, but it's still easy. All right, so we go punch, kick. All right, you're here. Now, sometimes this punch isn't designated to hit. Sometimes this punch is just trying to get into the face. Sort of like a jab boxing. They're jabbing, they're getting into their face so that they come behind that jab, they can come with their right and knock the person out. So if I was to, say, punch, then kick, right? Punch. And someone was throwing a punch at me, you might go like this. As you go up like this, the kick's down here. Now then they can't block or it's not in the way. All right? So you hold on, hands up here, nice and tight. Curl your fingers, your thumb's hanging, it comes down here. Not inside, not up, not anything but right here. So that when you hit, all right, you're hitting with the 2 knuckles, index finger, your middle finger. Those 2 knuckles is what you want to hit straight. And a good way to practice, to get the right position, stand up in front of a wall, put your hand out, and let those 2 knuckles touch the wall. Only those 2 knuckles. Now you know exactly how that hand should be. All right? So that when you do hit, and you have to be nice and tight, your wrist isn't going to do this. It's not going to go like that. It's going to be straight. Because a lot of times you can throw a punch, and if your wrist is down here, now you hurt your wrist. So little things like that in martial arts or boxing or wrestling or MMA, any kind, there's little fine points not to get injured, all right? And you got to try to practice those and remember them when you have to use it. So I'm going to hold on. My hand's up here. I made a good fist. Look at it. I'm almost coming back this way so that when I punch, okay? here, and by the time I get to my target, I'm opposite. And that's so you can put power down the road. You'll be learning hip jog, and you're snapping. There's where your power is, all right? So you're 1, 2, all right? After you do a bunch of those, say 10 each side, let go. 1, 2. See my hands? All right? So I'm here. 1, 1, 2. All right? 1, 2. So I hit 1, 2. Notice I keep chambering. I'm coming back to that stance. That's pretty basic. And you can do the opposite. 1, 2. All right? So you kick and then punch. Right? You kick and punch. Notice I kick, boom. Then I throw the punch as I'm landing. All right? There's variations you could do it as you get higher in rank, but that's basic. All right? And kick, punch, punch, kick. Right? Kick, punch. You hear? Bah, bah. Right? And that's the same. You say you kick midsection, low section or midsection, and you attacked, or you hit them, or you didn't hit them. The hands might drop, right? So I'm here, I'm watching them, I'm here. I throw that kick. They see the kick coming. A lot of, especially novice or people who don't train, will look down and see it coming. Now they're looking down. That's when you can give them a nice little shot to the face. I make light of it, and it's kind of gruesome, but it's the martial arts. And that's how you practice with pads, a heavy bag, breaking boards, not always just hitting another person. All right? And as I said, martial arts, especially Tae Kwon Do, is to defend yourself if someone was coming after you. That's the only time you ever use it. You never use it to go after someone like bullying or for any other reason. You're trying to defend yourself or someone around. Now, if you're defending yourself, you have to use the force. All right? That's just common sense. Because they're going to use the force. All right? So you know a couple of nice little easy things, and this is kind of easy. You're coming in with the front snap. If you hit them in the groin or you hit them in the knee, it might drop them. And if you don't, they might look down, all right? And then you just throw the punch right to the face. See how he's at it? So, bah, bah. 1, 2. And notice the rhythm I have. 1, 2. See as I hit the ground, I extend. So now I'm keeping my balance. I could go 1, 2 in the air, but let's advance. We're not going advanced tonight. So it's pretty easy. All right? Front round kick. I'm not going to even have time to do 3 kicks tonight. And what I'll do is I'll take off the next show, which is in a couple of weeks. I'll start from this point on and do maybe a couple other kicks that are basic, because this is a good basic show. All right. Front round kick. All right. Front snap, I was parallel this way. Front round, I want to be parallel this way to the ground. 45 is a 45-degree angle this way. Right? But front round kick, right? Let's do the 45. It's a little easier for now. It's more basic. Right? 45, we're going to go 45. I'm coming up here. I'm not coming up here, which is the front round kick. Right? Here. Right? You practice. You just up, almost like the front snap kick. Right? But you're coming up. See my foot? I'm same thing. And I'm extending as I come out. Front snap. Right? 45. 45. Right? It's almost like a front round kick, but just, as I say, front round gives you the 90 parallel, the 90 degree to your body. 45 gives you a 45. More math for this class, all right? 45, all right? So you're going to do exactly as you did the front snap kick. When you hit with this kick, open up your foot, all right? Front snap kick, you're going to kick with the ball of your foot. You're going to curl your toes back and try to kick with the ball. If you have your sneakers on, you kick straight in. The 45, we can do both. We can kick with the ball, or we can kick with the instep. All right, the instep hits back here, or the instep, or the ball hits here. The ball hits here, it'd be more powerful. You lose a little distance, and I think a little speed because of the way your leg is twisted. The muscle's twisted. You might not have that speed that if you had it flattened out with a flat. And when we're competing against other competitors and they're wearing a full uniform or dobok, or pads, excuse me, you're hitting that with the flat part and making a loud noise, where you wouldn't make that loud noise with the front round or the 45 with the balls of your feet. But the instep you do because it's flat, all right? Instead of, see like your knuckles hit, and this, and that loud noise, the judges say, "Ooh, we got in." And then they give you the point. Another little trick, you know what I'm saying? That you learn these little tricks over and over and over, and you're practicing them over and over. It's just second nature. All right, so same thing, 45, look at it. All right, punch, 45. Punch, 45. Kick, punch. All right, 45, punch. See how I'm not trying to bend? I'm trying to hold on to it, stay as straight as I can, and we're not kicking too high. All right, so front snap, this is a 45. This is a front round kick. Now, front round kick, notice I'm kind of turning my body. It's a different kind of kick. You can keep your body a little straighter if you want this way, but to get the good front round kick, you're lifting up, you're turning in, you're going high, you're going midsection. All right, it's a different type of kick. It'll be a little slower than the 45 because the 45 is quick, and the 45 is basically midsection. You can do a high section 45, but basically midsection, you're trying to get the midsection here. All right, so again, now we already did the front snap and the punch. We knew that was easy. Now front snap and punch, 45 and punch, 45 and punch. See how I do the 45? The minute I touch, that's my trigger to punch. So if I hit him and he went, oh, all right, so I hit, boom. It's almost like hit, boom. Right? On that, I can kick and come a little forward if I want, all right? Or I can kick and come back. Either way. Same thing with the front snap. But the 45, you're kind of turning your body a little. Front snap, you're not. You're keeping your body straight this way, right? And if you're doing a high, a long front snap or high, you can turn your body into it. But we're doing basic now. So, right? Then you try to pick up speed. So you go slow, right? Slow, right? Pick up the speed, right? You see what I'm saying? Pick up the speed as you start feeling comfortable. Then you take your hands off the chair, just go to town. If you have someone holding pads or a pillow or whatever, there's one pad here, next pad here. So the front round or the 45 hits here, and then they punch. Heavy bag, even better with the heavy bag, it's sitting there, 1, 2, right? So that's, those are 2 kicks. I was going to get into the side thrust, but we're kind of out of time. That was a fast half hour. That goes by fast. If you just kind of worked out with me just what we did for a half hour, it's a nice workout. And you want to do both sides. So I didn't give you too much to absorb today. I gave you like 4 techniques with the punch and the kicks. All basic. Work on those. And, if all you ever learned was a 45 or a front snap or front round in your whole life, and that's your kick, and you become super fast with that, that's worth it. I've seen people with only a front round kick or only an axe kick at national championships. That was their kick, and they were so fast with it they would win. Somebody else had thousands of techniques, but those techniques weren't connected. They weren't working. And this person would have an axe kick, come in with the axe kick and just drop you. Front round kick,
45 kick, and that's where they got the points. So I know out in the real world it's not all about points, but a point in competition is a hit. So out in the real world, a hit's a hit, all right? Especially someone coming at you, and especially someone inexperienced. It shouldn't be hard to find a lot of open areas. Your body has a lot of areas that even heavy weightlifters, they can't build up certain body parts. And we're talking like your knees, all right? We're talking like your groin area, your whole face, or your whole head, your neck, all right? Your ribs back here. I mean, we can just go on and on. But if you learn where to hit and how to hit those areas fast, big people can come down just as fast as a smaller person. Sometimes a smaller person is quick enough to get out of your way. So that's what the great thing about Tae Kwon Do is. We try to pinpoint, like throwing darts. You throw darts every day of your life, you're going to start getting a lot of bullseyes. The same thing with your punches and your kicks. You keep throwing them kicks and keep hitting pads. You're going to get bullseyes. And you're going to find that area. You're going to see where they're open. And you're going to be fast enough to get into that area before they can react, you know. So, again, don't lean on that chair, all right? And if you're holding on to a friend or, you know, parents kind of really watch your children. If they're going to watch this show, and I know some children watch this show, I don't want them to fall. Hate to see them fall and break a hand or hurt their arm. You got to help them with their balance until they feel good. Again, like it's training wheels until now they feel comfortable because they've done so many, you know, and it's repetition, repetition. And that's why very few can make it to Grandmaster because no one has they can't do that repetition. They don't have the time maybe, okay? It's all the time I have. I wish I had another half hour, but we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Till then, have fun and train hard.